In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to remove a snapped off brake bleeder screw like this one here. This is from a brake caliper, pretty much any caliper brake brace system in any car. If you have a bleed screw like this one, it's totally rounded off. I have a separate video on how to remove this. I'll link it in the description below. You can check it out. But for this video, we're going to be tackling something like this one here. Let's get going. So all the tools I'm going to be using in the video, I'll link in the description below. You can check them out. But pretty much the key tool you will need for something like this is a bolt or a screw extractor set. This one is really nice. It uses a 3/8 inch or a 1/2 inch socket there, and you can remove it. It works on an impact. It's very strong. If you don't have that, something like this might work here. This is pretty much a typical screw extractor set here. You drill out a hole, it has a reverse thread, then you can back it out with this square end here using pretty much any tool you have available. Okay, so step number one, we're going to be using a drill. I've got a variable speed drill right here. I'm going to be drilling a pilot hole in the brake bleeder screw right here. And the reason for that is I want to make this hole wider so I can insert an extractor screw which is slightly thicker than necessary, and that way we can apply more torque. These thin ones are going to snap very easily, especially if you didn't invest in a good set of extractor bits. So the thicker the one we use, the more chance we have of removing this. So the point is here, we just want to widen this hole so we can get a thick bit in there. We don't want to really make it any deeper. We don't want to risk damaging the housing of the caliper. Okay, step number two is to apply a penetrant. What I want to do now is put some penetrating lube on here and leave this overnight. Leave it for 24 hours if you have to. You want to give it the best chance of being removed, and believe me, you do. So if you have something that specifically says penetrant, something like that, well, that will work absolutely great. If you don't have that, or you actually want something better than this, then I recommend a 50-50 transmission fluid and acetone mix. So just mix them together on a 50-50 ratio. That is one of the best things you can do to use as a penetrant, and that's going to work great. So we want to put this on here and apply it liberally. If you can put it in a bowl, absolutely great. You want that to soak all the way in the threads here and give it the best chance of removal. Now if this dries up, just apply more and literally leave it 24 hours. Give it the best possible chance. So with that being said, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, so what we're going to be doing now is trying to create thermal shock on these components here. We want to unseize this rusted brake bleeder screw from the caliper itself. It's really in there, it's seized. We can't get anything in there to remove it. So what we're going to do is get a butane or a propane torch like this one here. We're going to be heating it up very, very, very hot. And when it's nice and hot, we're going to be taking some ice water and immediately dousing it with this, causing a rapid temperature change, creating a thermal shock here. And we're going to be repeating that process numerous times to try and unseize this from the housing. And this happens naturally, very slowly. Look at this nice footpath here. Do you think this crack was here when it first got built? No, it wasn't. It happens very slowly over the seasons. But we're going to try and accelerate this process by doing it with our butane torch and our ice water right here. So when heating this up, there's two things that are very important. The first one is we want to heat the surrounding area. We don't want to heat up the bleeder screw itself, because that's going to cause the screw to expand, and it's going to expand in its socket, and that's kind of counterproductive of what we want to do. We want to expand the surrounding area so we can break the seizing right here. The second most important thing is when heating this up, the hottest part of the torch is the tip of the light blue section around here. This is the section which is the hottest. You're going to save yourself a lot of time heating it up using this area of the flame. So two things very important there. So each time you heat this up and cool it down, I highly recommend you just whack this area with a hammer, just a nice big blunt hammer. Something like this would be great so you don't damage your caliper or anything. And that just gives it another opportunity to break the seize away. So heat, cool, hit, heat, cool, hit. So just another little tip here, anything will help you during this process. So without running the risk of potentially damaging your caliper or any hidden rubber components hiding in there, I recommend repeating this process around 5 times. That should be enough times to try and create a thermal shock here by expanding and shrinking the components. So with all of that out of the way, let's see if we can remove this with our extractor bit. Okay, so now we're going to choose our extractor. We've made the hole slightly wider so we can kind of beef it up a bit to one of these two, and it's going to give it less opportunity to break off in the hole, which is a very terrible experience. So the bigger size you can get away with, that's going to be your best bet. So let's try this one, and we're just going to screw it in by rotating it left. We can get a variable speed drill on here. Make sure to go very, very slowly. You don't want to apply too much torque on here. It's recommended you use hand tools. If you don't have a hand tool that can turn something like this, you can slip a socket on there, a small one, and get away with it. Or even some vice grip pliers or something like that. That's going to work as well. Oh, I think we got it. I think we have it. Look at that. Wow, I didn't expect that to work so quickly so well. Wow, look at that. So I see a lot of videos of people really struggling with this, and I think the key things to take away are this: making the hole bigger so you can get a bigger component in there so it's less likely to snap. Buying quality components, you know, you're not buying composite alloy from China that snaps very easy. Granted, these are from China. I guess I got lucky, but there is the option to buy quality tools as well. The third thing I see is people heating the component directly and not the surrounding area, which is kind of counterproductive. You can get a bit lucky in that regard by breaking the seize, but in terms of removing something very stubborn like a snapped off brake bleeder screw, it's good to take every opportunity you can get. We worked with the penetrating grease 24 hours to give us our best chance, and we also tried to shock it with a hammer as well. So with all of those things combined, we were able to remove it on this occasion, and we can reuse our caliper again. If you weren't able to remove it, you may have to drill it out, you may have to tap new threads, but to be honest, it could be new caliper time. In this modern age, especially if you don't have a very fancy car, these are quite cheap, but it does depend. If you want original parts as well, then they can run quite expensive. But that is how to remove a snapped off brake bleeder screw, and giving you your best opportunity to try and do it yourself. Let me know in the comments below if you were able to do it as well, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.